Good evening all, hope you're doing well. We've had quite a large drop on the technical scores. It's actually more than I thought we'd see on a bank holiday Monday. It's bank holiday in Europe, but it's not in the US. But you have to take that into account that the European banks are closed, and because of that, the DAX chart that I'll show you is actually frozen, and it looks like we're going to have a big move on DAX at the open. Let me show you and bring that across. All right, so the US indices have fallen quite heavily. I'll show you US 30. So look at DAX up here, right? This is not moving because obviously we're closed. Look at US 30. Boom. Okay, so I think something similar is going to happen with DAX. We could probably be in a state of profit taking, and we've seen a reduction of bearish volume as well. So I think this is going to be creating a big gap to the downside. So I think this is going to be quite risk off tomorrow. We are in a state of fear. That's calculated because it's calculating the amount of red cells we have on this dashboard. And so we won't be extreme fear because of the big picture. We're very much risk on. However, we're seeing some profit taking and some short squeezing going on as well. It's worth noting that the herd have gone long EU, AU, GU and NU, and they've gone long AJ as well, and pound yen and Kiwi yen. So there's a lot of movement for a bank holiday. So we're in a state of fear, and I don't think we'll get to extreme fear for a long time because it looks like they're going to hold on for a while. However, if we keep at this rate, if we have like a one increment every day, we're going to be risk off in a month's time. So by May, they say sell in May, go away. We could potentially be doing that this May if we go this rate. So if we have like a decrease of one every day, then we're going to be risk off. They'll be net long at the big picture, and all those bears would have got squished out, and it's quite painful for them really. If you look at DAX, just zoom out. It's just crazy. Look at that. And the trouble is, the bears came in here, they would have got blown up, and they left the casino. But then we had more bears, new bears, and then by that point the old bears got blown up, new bears, and then at this point it's just complete eradication and annihilation basically of retail. And there's no one who can afford that kind of drawdown, even on a smallest size on your broker. That's going to blow you up. So so when you look at the risk calc, see this red green flip, that's the big picture. Okay, so that's what that refers to, is that aggregates all the indices, and when we go from sell to buy here, then that's the big picture view. So we're a buy at the big picture when we go from red to green. At that point, now we had a flip here, so around there we actually had the buy. So it's a little bit crazy, and we're probably well overdue a breather. They've actually gone long cross dollar, so therefore that should probably fall. If we're going to be risk off, sorry, shall I say tomorrow, that's going to bolster these ideas that these are sells because they've gone long. So these will do quite poorly if we go risk off tomorrow, which it looks likely because of the risk calc. But we have to remember there's a very good chance of them shorting at some point tomorrow. If they short en masse, then of course we'll rally on the back of that. So we've actually gone quite risk off on our this calculation here. Dow Jones is down, Nasdaq, S&P, Russell's down quite a bit. VIX is really pumped, and the Treasury yield 10 years up. FTSE is up slightly, but bank holiday, so we can disregard that. Google's up, Apple down, Tesla down, the dollar up. Okay, so quite a risk-off day today, and it's worth noting the change on the DAX as well. The 2 days in a row, so that's telling us that the old bears are getting squished out, and they've got punished so much they had to get out, and it's probably caused a lot of people to lose their accounts, and it would have been not only stressful but very costly as well. So it's like a double loss for those guys. And it's quite bad if you think about it, because you're talking like millions and millions of pounds, dollars, just gone like that down the toilet just because they decided to sell. But they didn't realize they formed a herd majority. And that's the power of the sentiment, you see. You come back to here, you would have gone long at this point, and you would have held along because we've got a lot of green down here. You would have held, and so that's that. So come back to the spreadsheet, QDB scores. So we'll go left now. This is the first time I've seen this because I took today off. We're seeing some confirmation on AU for a sell. So look for short opportunities on AU. So we can certainly look at this tomorrow. And how are we looking for dollar CAD? We've got a buy set up as well. So we can look at dollar CAD and we can look at Aussie USD. Everything else, pound USD. Okay, so that's okay. So that we can certainly look at a setup for AU, GU, and UC tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled for Discord. We'll have something out in the Discord channel. It will probably be in, well, if it's the pound, then we can put it in the pound channel. But I think going forward, if we have ideas based on this score change market structure summary, they could probably go into the weekly trade ideas. So if you were looking for a trade setup, you can just simply go there into Discord instead of having to navigate through the individual FX pairs. You can just come to the weekly trade setups, which I think is probably a good idea. So we'll have something in there. I'm not sure if it's going to be GU. It could be good, although it can be quite annoying. AU might be better, and dollar CAD's also got a potential for a long. It's got a very good score. It's got the best score. So because of that, we probably could do that because of the greatest score. So we can certainly look at dollar CAD. And dollar Swiss was really good last week because it netted us 59 pips. So really good week last week, and its potential. This one's got legs as well. And we were looking at potentially looking at dollar CAD last week, but we had that PCE data on Friday. And power was hawkish as well on Friday, so it's worth noting. So we'll look at that tomorrow, and we'll talk about the robot now. And we had a good day, and come to the hourly, and we had some sales, and we profited on that move, and we had a nice day of profit. And we've currently got 2 sell setups, which may go to stop loss or TP, but we'll have to wait and see. So there's your SLC is at 107.25. One above is at 108.40. One above is large of the two, but they're quite equal sized. So what you could do, this is the point of control, is the 50% mark. So it's kind of annoying it's done it yellow. Typical, isn't it? I'll come there. This is the point of control. So if you ever see us talk about like the midpoint, it's simply the halfway point between the SLCs. So we know that this level here is going to be fairly important because we can see the equal sizing, and to the point of control, like the point of equilibrium, the place of the maximum pain would be here. So it's possible we may come up to there, the 50% mark, but we'll have to wait and see. But we had a good day, so that was cool. And so I think really to wrap up, we could potentially be quite risk off tomorrow, but it will depend on her positioning. They've gone quite long cross dollar, so these can fall. And we'll look at the dollar CAD tomorrow for a trade setup. But look in the weekly trade ideas. Don't necessarily look in the dollar channel or the CAD channel. Look in the weekly trade ideas, and it'll be easier to spot. And that's it really. So but it's been a quiet day today because we've got the bank holiday. But we can see that there's actually quite a large movement, which took me by surprise, and so we might see some continuation tomorrow, but we'll have to wait and see. So looks quite fairly risk off, doesn't it? We have to remember the big picture is that there are a load of bears left in the equation, so we can't expect like a big crash because of that reason, but we can see like a healthy decline, like a retracement or a breather for the next leg higher, and we're well overdue that. So don't get too bearish. because of that reason. Okay, you can go bearish, you can go like fully bearish if that goes red, but we've got a long way before that goes red, and it's potentially in May when that happens if we go at this acceleration. Okay, so that's today's video, and I wish you a good night, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.